Good evening, students. Welcome to 7 classes. So in this video, we are going to discuss the chemical reactions. There is a previous video in which chemical reactions of amines we have discussed. We have discussed the basicity and we have understood the basic phenomenon that why this basicity exists and what is the order of basicity in alkyl amines, ammonia and in aryl amines. Now we are going to discuss these chemical reactions further. Okay. These are very two important chemical reactions that we will discuss in this video. These two chemical reactions, they are asked a number of times. Why? Because these are the basic reactions which are used to distinguish between primary, secondary, and tertiary amines. Okay. If we are having a primary, secondary, and tertiary amine, okay, and we want to distinguish that which one is primary, secondary, or tertiary, then these two reactions, they are used. Okay, and we actually use them in laboratories. Okay, so the very first one is Carbel amine reaction. The first reaction, which is an important chemical reaction, okay, this Carbel amine reaction, only primary amines give this reaction. Okay, only primary amines give this reaction. So if we have let's suppose if we have primary or tertiary, or if we have primary or secondary, and between those we have to distinguish that which one is primary, so we can use this reaction. Okay, if we have to distinguish between primary and tertiary, that which one is primary, okay, so we will use this Carbel amine test. The amine which will give this Carbel amine test, okay, that is the primary amine. So this is only and only given by the primary amines. We will understand that what this reaction is. We have RNH2, okay, primary amine, in which CHCl3 is added, and in the presence of potassium hydroxide, it is heated, it results in the formation of isocyanide. What is formed in this? Isocyanide is formed, okay, and water and potassium chloride. So this isocyanide, it is only and only formed because if there will be the primary amine. In secondary and tertiary amine, the isocyanide will not be formed and Carbel amine reaction will not happen. So this Carbel amine reaction, this is the reaction in which RNH2 is added in CHCl3 and is used to distinguish between either primary and tertiary is there, or secondary or primary is there. So we would come to know that this reaction, this particular amine is primary, which is giving this Carbel amine test because in that isocyanide is formed. Okay. Then second type of, which is very important chemical reaction and is used to distinguish between primary, secondary, and tertiary, that is Hinsberg's test. That is called as Hinsberg's test. Okay. In Hinsberg's test, this is called as Hinsberg's reagent. S double bond O and this Cl. This is called as Hinsberg's reagent. Okay. In this Hinsberg's reagent, we add primary amine CH3NH2. Okay. It will, what will formed in this nitrogen, okay, it will attack at this sulfur. So it will result in the formation of this chlorine will be removed, then S double bond O, then N H CH3. Okay, this Cl and one hydrogen from this nitrogen, they are removed as HCl. Okay, so it has formed, this compound has formed. Okay, and in case of secondary, what happens? The same mechanism it follows in case of secondary amines also. Suppose we have this CH3, NH, and CH3. This is the secondary amine. Okay, then again nitrogen, it will attack on this sulfur. This chlorine will remove, and this chlorine along with this hydrogen, okay, it will remove. So HCl, okay, and This one. This nitrogen, it attacks on the sulfur. So in this also, the same compound which is formed above, that is formed S double bond O, S double bond O, N, CH3 and CH3. Okay. Similar, same mechanism is followed by both the primary and secondary amines with this Hinsberg's reagent, right? Now, in case of tertiary amines, no reaction happens. Why no reaction happens? Because there is no hydrogen attached with the nitrogen. Okay, no hydrogen is attached with nitrogen in case of tertiary amines. So this Hinsberg's test is not given by the tertiary amines. Okay, if we use this with tertiary amines, we would come to know very easily that if reaction is not happening, so obviously the given amine is tertiary. But in this primary and secondary, these two compounds are formed. How would we distinguish that if which one is primary or secondary? Okay. When we dissolve this specific compound of the primary amine, okay, in any alkali, NaOH, okay, then it will be soluble. This compound is soluble in the alkali. Okay, when this compound will form, we will add NaOH into it. Okay, and we will see if it is getting soluble in the NaOH, then this compound which is formed, it is formed from the primary amine, and we would come to know. And this compound, it is not soluble. It is insoluble in NaOH, and we will come to know that if it is not soluble in NaOH, that it is the secondary amine. Okay, and tertiary amine, it don't give the test. So these are two very important chemical reactions and very important tests used. Okay.